Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Welcome again. You've clicked on today's episode. Why do women live longer? What's the real reason, or the reasons that women live longer? I've done an episode it feels like many years ago. A central theme will be recovered, redone, but maybe a few extra insights. So here we go. Actuarial data in the insurance company suggests 7 years longer. That's how much longer women live. There's some indications that they live 10 years more than the men. Straight away, the men are blamed for alcoholism, suicide, for cutting down that life expectancy for a man, where the women aren't too far behind in earlier deaths as well, through accidental self-harm type deaths, which is suicide, but certainly not as much as the guys, but they quickly catch up with some childbirth deaths and the like. That's the acute sudden death type stats that drag the numbers down a bit. And then you have the numbers that get dragged on the north end. 100-year-old frail elderly lady that's been mad for 20 years. That's not optimum, but the stats suggest that she lived to 100. Many of the 2.2 regular listeners and viewers will understand that I'm going to point to minerals and micronutrients as the main reason why women live longer, those 7 or 10 years or a couple of years that women live longer than the gents. I would suggest that it will shrink. That difference will shrink because of our whole food supply chain issue, which now is stuffed. More stuffed than we thought it was stuffed. There was a Senate paper 236, I presume, 1936 in the US, suggested 2/3 of the minerals in the soils have been depleted, and hey, let's face it, since then it's worse. Each time a carrot or a lettuce goes into that soil as seeds, each time they grow and get pulled out, that's minerals that have been pulled out of the soil. The next harvest is less available. Since we haven't been doing ash practice for 140 years, and now our fertilizers are only NPK, not 60 plus minerals that end up in the soils, but just NPK, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. It's fairly dire. Plants only need, crops only need NPK, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. But humans, and all vertebrates for that matter, the monkey, the panda, the giraffe, tortoise, dog, cat, horse, we all need, and the birdies, we all need 90 plus, it's probably plus, but 90 essential micronutrients. Now, it's according to weight. So if you're 100 kilograms or a 5 kilo dog, that's what the difference is in what we need. Women are approximately 0.75 of the size of a man, or men are 1.5 times got 1.5 times more weight than women, they need more micronutrients, which means the minerals as well, the vitamins, the essential amino acids, the essential fatty acids. But women acquire their extra amount of micronutrients, especially the minerals, in their, what's the word? What's the best word to use? Their tendency, their focus, their there's a particular word I look for, but anyway, I'll continue. Yeah, no, that's what happens when you're not prepared and you don't remember things as you should. So in women's preference to seek vegetables to be slimmer, particularly in their early years, they get more access to minerals, of the minerals that do still exist out there, and that's why they will be living longer, because there's more access to minerals. And something perhaps that I didn't mention in the first episode suggesting why women do live longer is men eat more glutens, more bread, more pasta, more beer, more pies and fried stuff than the women, even more than the 1.5 times size of a woman. Yes, there are large women and there are large men and there are skinny men and there are skinny women. Okay, but the tendency we know is 1.5 times. 1.4 is the going rate. If you want to be more accurate, 1.4 times the weight of a woman is a man. So that's where it's at. Women in their earlier years are getting more access to minerals, and that gives them the chance of living longer. Is minerals the only reason that makes them live 7 years longer? 5 years? Probably 5 years I would put it at. What would add to the other 2 years? A few question marks in there, but I'm not going to hijack this on that. I have suggested that I should be more concise and to the point with my podcast and not fill in junk minutes. Many will say, you have filled in junk minutes already. Yeah, I know. So the women are going to catch up though, because there's less minerals in those vegetables that they focus on, particularly in their early years, to get higher sexual market value, to get a quality mate for the vanity purposes and the like. Yes, men do have their vanity drives as well, especially these days, all those gym bros and the like. Many will suggest I'm vain, and I will agree. You need to be a little bit vain to give you that motivation to seek out healthier lifestyle. So that's the main reason, the actuarial tables, the stats that you hear, why women live longer. But the forecast, the prediction, is that gap will be decreasing to the ultimate of equal life expectancy for men and women, because basically our food supply chain, our minerals in the soils has depleted. If there's more, if there's still more in there, obviously there's still minerals existing. Otherwise, our life expectancy won't be more than 40 as it was 1.25 centuries ago. So that's the prediction, because women are getting less of their tendency, their proclivity. That's the word I was looking for before. Their proclivity to the whole fruit and vegetables options in their diet to for vanity and sexual market value reasons. Because there's less minerals available, they'll be getting less minerals. And the sheer force of eat less, move more, the men have got into as well. But it's going to shrink for the women. It's going to also shrink for the men, but it's going to shrink more for the women, because there's even less naturally occurring minerals out there. If for some reason women get onto this minerals and micronutrients caper that I preach to the world, they'll maintain or increase their life expectancy. That's where it's at. I was going to die in about 1.5 decades, 4 years ago. I'd like to suggest that I've probably increased my lifespan by at least three decades. So there's that. I accept if I drop dead in 10 years, post everywhere that this guy was a schmuck. That's deserved. That's deserved. I'm not going to be one of those people that's dropping dead slowly and they say, oh, I've been poisoned, they're after me, sort of thing. No. So I'll take full ownership if I contract some sort of chronic disease or cancer. I will report it if I can, and hopefully the world will benefit. So that's where it's at. Okay, that's why women live longer. The idea of what's some of the other ideas people use that it's more so from the guys dying earlier that boosts women's life expectancy up, but even that is like the suicides and the high risk taking, the job deaths and the like. It's a lot more than that. Okay, it's in the micronutrients, and because the men have a lot more intake per pound of body weight of the glutens, wheat, barley, rye, oats, and probably all the other grains as well, they absorb less. So even if they now, at age 40 or 60, picked up their act, and they still eat a little bit of grains, breads, fruit and veg, they won't really change their profile, because the younger years damage is done. And for the women, after they've got married and they're now chasing a grandchild, they're onto the bread and grains more so than in the past, because they've got their partners and their families. Yes, we are still vain people in our 60s and beyond. We are still quite vain. Even in the nursing homes, I've seen 80, 90-year-olds still, I can't eat that, I don't want to, I've got a fat belly, all those sort of comments. And that's great. That's great, in a way. So I'm not suggesting that women drop their game, all women drop their game, so do the fellas, they drop their game as well, but dropping their game in calories in, calories out, more veg, less veg, that sort of thing. It's more of a piker issue by sheer force. By sheer force, women eat more fruit and veg in their younger years to stay slim for their mate, for their partner seeking. So do the men. But it's more pronounced in women, let's face it. Just look around what we're doing. Oh, I'm on a diet. all that sort of thing. Where with a lot of the men these days, it's I'm a carnivore and I go to the gym, and same sort of vanity project. So if those figures are still real, 7 or 10 years, it will be shrinking. And that's the point. The difference, I guess, in the first episode is my prediction. That 7 or 10 year difference in male and female life expectancy is going to shrink. And it's going to shrink like this. We're all going to live less, shorter lives if we don't understand the micronutrient complex. If we just, there's this, you hear it everywhere, eating right and all that sort of thing, eating right, and you're still eating grains, even if it's organic and all that sort of thing, you still won't budge the needle on life expectancy. We need to eliminate, especially the glutens. 2% of the population can eat glutens because they'll have stomach acid, which is low enough in pH to break it down. But 98% of us, we better stop that stuff. And I can't trust that I will break down gluten, because I don't want to sit there every day, see what my pH is, because you have to put the nasogastric tube down through your nose, down into your belly, aspirate, litmus paper, pH paper reading stuff, and hoping you're not colorblind, and to see if you're 1.0, 1.2 and under pH of your gastric juices. That's not going to happen. So may as well just go off gluten altogether. And in the last half year plus now, I've pretty much, that's it. No more grains, not even rice or corn. I still have a couple of serves of fruit and veg each year, but that's, you can pretty much suggest that that's nil. So I'm basically heavy keto. Let's see how I shape up in 30 years, 50 years, hopefully. So that's the main reason women live longer, is more mineral intake and absorption in the earlier years of life. And that's the emphasis there, the earlier years of life. I'll cut it there. Thanks for this installment. Hopefully I'll get more than 2.2 regulars. But thanks for your interest. Until next time, bye-bye.